An Arab Palestine is a threat to Great Britain and a menace to the world. A Jewish Palestine is an asset to Great Britain and a blessing to the world.
From its inception, Israel began the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians living on the land given to them by the British Crown. The new Israelis used biological warfare by poisoning village wells, which was considered a war crime but ignored. In the early 1970s, Israel supplied weapons and intelligence to aid South Africa's apartheid movement in return for weapons-grade uranium. In 1982, thousands of Palestinians were executed in Israeli-run refugee camps, and the UN General Assembly labeled it an act of genocide. In 1994, Israel supplied weapons to support the Rwanda genocide, which murdered about 800,000 people. In 2006, Israel was accused of war crimes after deploying cluster bombs in civilian areas. Israel supplied weapons and training to South Sudanese forces during their civil war, where war crimes were rampant. Israel sold weapons to Myanmar's military during its 2017 Rohingya genocide. Meanwhile, British imperialism has been infiltrating Persia for over a century. In 1891, the Qajar dynasty sold Persia's entire tobacco industry to Britain for £15,000. In 1902, they sold exclusive oil rights to Britain, who then formed the Anglo-Persian Oil Company. In 1935, when Persia was renamed Iran, the name was changed to the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. Iranian leadership had all the appearances of being vassals to the British Crown, until 1951, when Iran elected Mohammad Mossadegh as prime minister and voted to nationalize their oil. Time magazine called him the Iranian George Washington and Man of the Year, but the British view was that Iran had just stolen their biggest oil source. They organized an international boycott and began seizing tankers carrying Iranian oil. With the help of Alan Dulles and the CIA, British intelligence ran Operation Ajax. Mohammad Reza Shah was taken into protective custody by British intelligence and received cash from the CIA. After Mossadegh was overthrown in 1953, Mohammad Reza Shah was returned to Iran and put back in power, where he began forming alliances with Israeli businesses and the U.S. military. In 1954, the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company became the British Petroleum Company, or BP, and Mohammad Reza Shah was seen as a puppet of the crown. But things changed. The Shah became critical of Israel after their 1967 war crimes, and by the 1970s, the Shah had initiated the formation of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, and openly planned to terminate the 1954 Consortium Agreement, which provided Western oil companies 50% ownership of Iranian oil. The Shah officially gave an ultimatum that the Consortium Agreement would be terminated in 1979. But by 1979, the Iranian Revolution was led by the Ayatollah Khomeini, who was accused a year prior of being a British agent, and the 1954 Consortium Agreement was nullified by the Islamic Republic. This marked the end of Western control over Iran's oil and the beginning of Iran becoming public enemy number one in the West. After 9/11, Iran became the final target in the U.S. military's long series of destabilizing governments. They are now in the crosshairs, and Reza Pahlavi, the crown prince of the Pahlavi dynasty, puppet to the British crown and Zionist, is being sold to the people as a new leader. Greg Reese reporting. The Reese Report is now fully funded by my Substack subscribers. Subscribe today and support my work at gregreese.substack.com.